What's going on, guys? Cody with Plug Uglies. Just finished up this piece here. Figured I'd give you guys a quick how-to on the process and how I went about doing this. First off, this is all done with Tropical Glitz paints. This is a Galactic Silver base coat from a rattle can. These guys have a bunch of different colors in rattle cans, so make sure you check them out. And then I used their Cosmic Candy base coat green to do the rest of it with a little bit of the Abyss Black. So first thing that I generally do, starting off with any airbrush product or project, either one, I will draw out what I'm planning on painting, or I'll just find an image online. This particular one, I pulled this off of Instagram and I just went down to Staples, had them printed out to the size that I wanted it, and then I will use that image to make sort of a guideline / stencil, and I'll show you real quick how I go about that. Alright, so what I do when, so after I pick out my image and everything that I want to paint, like I said, whether I draw it or I have it printed out, I will go in and I'll make cuts like this here, and I will make them, around, just different areas, and like over here, or under the mustache, typically where the darker areas are. And then I will, after I cut it, take my razor blade and then just kind of roll that paper back so it leaves a bit of an opening. And so just keep in mind, on the side that you cut, you're going to get a hard edge when you spray that in there, and then the side that you fold back is going to be a softer edge. So keep that in mind whenever you're cutting it out. But I'll go in and I'll cut out as much as as much guidelines as I can, cut out around here, up in here, just as much as I possibly can, so that when I do lay it out, I have, no question on where, everything is supposed to be. So after that, just lay it on there, spray it in real lightly with your, with your paint, and then, you peel it off, and then just kind of go to work with that, and we'll get into that. All right, guys. So I had actually quite a bit of footage on this particular piece because airbrushing with candy paint takes a very long time, just because being a transparent paint, it takes a long time for the color to build up. So if you do try this out, be patient. It takes multiple passes over an area to start to actually see the color. I actually ended up toward the end mixing in a little bit of that Abyss Black, which helped out a lot. I probably could have done that from the beginning and sped a lot of it up, but this was actually the first time I had used just straight candy base coat for airbrushing, which I think it turned out phenomenal. It looks, great. But with that being said, I just clipped this part of the video, or this part of the project, just because it kind of showed like a start to finish of a section. And that's typically what I do when I airbrush. I just pick one section at a time and just kind of work that area over, trying to pay attention to the smaller details as much as I can. And and I try not to move on from that until I complete that part and I'm satisfied with it. But it definitely did take a long time to build up the color with that candy green. So it may be better to mix a little bit of black. Also, this candy green, I did not realize when I got it, had a bit of metallic in it, which was clogging the gun quite a bit. So I was fighting with that the whole time as well. The paint itself looks phenomenal, but it's just not this paint. I don't think this paint was designed for airbrushing, so I would try to look for one that does not have a metallic in it. You can see though the guidelines that I was talking about in this video as well, where where I had cut out and kind of just lightly sprayed in. Like I said, those are just so to help me, know where everything's supposed to be, so you're not just guessing and you end up with one of your eyes a 1/4 inch lower than the other, and your project looks all goofy. Also, you seen a minute ago, I had a little stencil tool that I use, made by Art Tool. Those are really good for maintaining nice crisp edges on things. Like you can see, I used it where the helmet or where his crown would be. I put it there to maintain that real nice crisp edge. If you guys don't have one of them, definitely look into getting one because they're very handy and it really helps clean up your airbrush work. Um, I did run this. I was running about 20 psi, which is generally what I always run when I'm airbrushing. And this paint is ready to spray out of the bottle if you're doing, on a full size paint gun. For airbrushing, I always thin my stuff down quite a bit. I didn't have to put much thinner in this. I would pretty well fill the cup on the gun and I would add just, a splash of thinner, and it was, right where I needed it to be. Um, but yeah, 20 psi, just a splash of paint thinner, and like I said, just go slowly because you can. It is thin enough that you can, if you spray it too fast, try to do too much too fast, it'll splatter out. So watch out for that. Well, that's about it for this video, guys. Hopefully this helps somebody out. Some of you guys out there just getting into airbrushing. Hopefully, this gave you some little tips and pointers maybe. And if you guys got any questions, leave them in the comments for me. I try to get back to everybody as quick as I can. And then, do me a favor. Make sure you, subscribe to the channel, and I'll try to keep, videos like this coming for you. And if you've got anything else that you want me to do a video on, again, leave it in the comments and I'll do my best. We'll see y'all next time. Thanks.